What's up everybody, Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles. Today we're going to do a video on the most underrated morph in my opinion, and that is the hypo-motley boa. So you ask, why did I pick the hypo-motley boa as the most underrated boa? And if you're asking that question, this video is perfect for you because you'll notice that a lot of larger breeders have these in their collection, but I'm seeing a lot of newer breeders don't. And I think it's because we don't understand what this boa does and how powerful it is. So let's just talk about the simple basics of breeding. One, well, let's forget about breeding. One, because it's an awesome looking snake. This isn't even a good example. This is like an okay example of a hypo-motley. I'm gonna show you a couple babies that just really pop so pretty. But I'll use this girl because she's a pretty snake. She's an adult. She's one of my breeders I've had here for a while. Now, hypo-motley, if from a breeding perspective, if I were to breed this snake to a normal boa, I'm going to get all hypos and all motleys. These are just your basic bread and butter morphs that you will always sell. I mean, hypo and motley is always going to sell. That's not talking about if you stack it with other things. Now, I think this is where people are a little bit afraid and they don't understand the morph itself. They say, well, if I buy a hypo-motley, I want to make hypo-motleys, and that's not what it does. I'd rather buy a hypo-jungle. I'd rather buy a hypo this or a motley that. You're going to get no normals. So let's take it to the next step. Most people are not breeding a hypo, at least today, not breeding a hypo-motley to a normal boa. They're going to go out and they're going to be raving about the newest IMG or the newest whatever. So let's say you go out and you spend your $1,000 on the IMG boa, and I breed it to this hypo-motley. I'm going to get, as a result, no normal babies. I'm going to get all motleys, all hypos, and then I'm going to get hypo IMGs and motley IMGs. That seems like a simple no-brainer to me. Now let's take it to the next step. What if I took this hypo-motley and put jungle in it? Now I'm going to get, again, no normals, but I'm going to get hypo jungles and motley jungles. So for the price of a snake like this versus what you're going to get out if you selectively breed to the right thing, it's the most underrated morph you can imagine. And I don't know why more people don't understand this. I almost shouldn't even be saying this. People will buy motley IMGs all day long. They'll buy hypo IMGs all day long. Give them a hypo-motley IMG and they're like, nope, I want nothing to do with it. And I really think it's because they don't understand how it works. And I just, again, that's the only reason that I can imagine they don't desire hypo-motley as, or all hypo-motleys as powerhouses in their collection. I mean, I have very few just normal hypos or normal motleys at this point. Almost everything is hypo-motley because it gives you all powerhouse babies. Not powerhouse babies, but if I were to breed this to a leopard, I'm going to get all leopard or all het leopards that are going to be hypo or motley. To me, it's a no-brainer. It makes no sense to discredit this as anything but one of the most powerful morphs there are in snake breeding, and there is in snake breeding. And I think it's because people don't understand. So with that said, let's look at a couple other morphs. So let's say when I do hypo-motley and then I add in a jungle to it. I'm going to go put this girl back and we'll be right back with a different snake. This is a smaller male here, but this is a hypo-motley jungle. I mean, it's pink. It's red. I don't even know what color it is. It's orange. It's an awesome looking snake. And now people, I think they just don't understand the potential. So this is, all I did was add jungle into this snake. I had some really pretty animals and I added some jungle, and it's just an amazing looking boa. And I know the camera's not going to get the colors of this snake, but you throw in jungle and it does some really incredible stuff. I'll pick out another one here. So this is a male breeder hypo-motley jungle. Again, amazing looking snake. People are paying all this crazy money for $5,000, $10,000 for these labyrinth combos, and what does it look like? Just like this. So it's not even that you're trying to, you know, kind of get the latest and greatest morph. That's, I think, the problem is too many people have forgotten about the basics. They kind of skipped right into it, and it's really where they came to the morph place that we're at is they skipped over the basics. They don't even understand what some of these basic morphs do. They went right to IMG or Labyrinth or Fire or whatever, and they skipped right over a pretty simple basic morph, which is a Hypomotley. And they never thought, man, if I buy that $5,000-$6,000 Labyrinth and I breed it to a Hypomotley, I'm going to get all Hypo, Motley, and Hypo Labyrinths and Motley Labyrinths. I mean, it's simple stuff that I don't know why people aren't thinking in this mindset anymore. It's like we're all chasing the next best thing, forgetting about, in order to get to the next best thing, you need bases. You need a Hypomotley jungle. You need Hypomotleys. You need Motleys and Hypos and jungles and stuff like that to put into these powerhouses. Now, yes, you could go spend an extra $5,000 and get that Labyrinth that has the Hypo in it, because you just did Labyrinth and Hypo. Maybe it's not that much now. I haven't looked at the prices lately, because it seems crazy to put that kind of money into that type of snake without having your base like this in it. I see so many people who are breeding powerhouse to powerhouse, not realizing that, yes, they're two powerhouse snakes, but one of the powerhouse snakes that they're breeding it to is almost the exact same thing as if they just spent a couple $100, $400 or $500, and got themselves a base morph and bred that powerhouse into it. So I think people are spending money not educatedly, understanding, is that even a word? Educatedly, maybe. Not understanding what they're spending their money on and the bigger long-term picture of what their project is. So I urge everybody to please look into Hypomotleys. It's especially if you're on a budget and you're a newer breeder, this should be like in everybody's collection. This should be one of your base morphs. The albinos, the hypos, the motleys, the jungles. These are, in my opinion, the base bread and butter morphs that will never go out of style, and you will always get a return on investment. You go start reaching, I'm not saying don't reach for some super expensive snakes, but if you're trying to get into this and you just need to get started with a cool project that's going to give you a return on investment, get a Hypomotley and get yourself some kind of powerhouse, whatever. Breed that into this. And if you can even stack it with something like getting a Hypomotley that's het albino, I mean, you breed that to an albino and you're going to get sunglows and albino motleys and all this stuff. So I think that people don't understand that Hypomotley is not going to give you more Hypomotleys and normals, or maybe they do. If anybody can please explain to me why people are so afraid of a Hypomotley, please let me know, because I love them. They're all over the place. Old school breeders love them. They're all over the place in their collections. But for some reason, there's this new wave of keepers who just don't fully understand or appreciate it. So with that said, hopefully you like this video. I'm going to do more morph combo videos and morph videos. I think we're going to start with the basics of what is a hypo, what is a motley. Show some Aztecs. Let's show some Hypomotleys and Hypo Aztecs. Let's show some albinos and sharp reverse cowl. I'm going to do some more videos like that. Again, they're not the most popular videos, but I do think people like them and appreciate them. So hopefully you appreciated this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Sharing the videos help more than anything, so please do that. And until next week, we'll catch you then. Thanks, guys.